So like I was saying, I don't know why I stopped the video. It's about the information and the truths that are maybe bringing you some highs or some lows. Some of these truths for some of you might be good news, and some of the truths may be bad news for some of you. It really is just how you take the information. But these are all positive energies from the Ace of Swords because it's upright. So it's talking about being ready for whatever the truth provides for you, and also being ready to act. Okay, because the swords can be used as weapons. This could be you initiating a conversation with someone, or this could be you having an idea. You know what I mean? That is a very promising idea that promises to bring you some fortune, or maybe even just like a level of strength will be provided with this information. And they say knowledge is power, so knowledge is also strength as well, right? Because strength is power, and power is also strength. So whatever it is that this information is telling you, or what's being provided to you, make sure that you use it in the right way, and stay in your integrity, definitely. So let's see what the other card is here. Okay, wow. This is the Eight of Wands. So when we're talking about all of the eights in tarot, we're dealing with Mercury. We're also dealing with Leo energy of strength and courage. And we're also dealing with power and weaknesses from the 8th house of Scorpio. This card itself is Mercury and Sagittarius. So it's talking about information coming in quickly. And also, keeping your wits about you while you make your way to getting towards a goal. It's also an opportunity because Mercury is very opportunistic, and so is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is talking about philosophies, and it's also talking about your belief systems and where you come from and where you allow yourself to go based on that belief of who you are and where you come from. This could also even be you reconnecting with your past in some kind of way to remember who you are and where your strengths lie. Also, you probably might be feeling a little bit more powerful. You could be communicating with yourself in a very spiritual way to remind yourself of your spirituality, your power, your belief systems, and what it is that you can create and manifest for yourself. You know what I mean? Because Mercury is thinking and Sagittarius is doing, and it's doing with a purpose, because they're both related to that mutable energy of satisfying something and fulfilling something, closing things out. So I feel like you definitely are going to be getting something done, and it's going to be very transformative for you as well. This is many opportunities coming your way. It just depends on whichever one strikes, you know what I mean? And you definitely have to be aware of your power in situations when opportunities are being given to you. This Ace of Swords is telling you to be aware, definitely, and use your awareness as a tool, right? Because when we are aware of everything, or our surroundings, you know what I mean, we are aware of what we're saying, how we're communicating, the fact that we can communicate. This is saying if there's something that you need to say or do or act on to create this opportunity, or to act on this opportunity, then you should do it. You know what I mean? And it's not really being faced with a choice yet, but the Ace of Swords does talk about the idea of choices. You know what I mean? The potential, right? Because the aces are all talking about potential, and this is potential for clarity of the mind. And maybe this is saying that some of you were stressed, and maybe this is going to be the opportunity for you not to be stressed, or maybe you're seeing that you don't have to be stressed out as much as you were, right? Because Mercury is talking about being a busybody, and Sagittarius definitely exhausts itself. So you guys could just be needing to slow it down a little bit, right? This is also definitely action, right? It could be bringing about an end to a phase that's starting the beginning of a new phase. Let me just go ahead and flip over another card. Okay, this is wonderful. I like it. This is the Ten of Cups right here. So this is Mars and Pisces. You just have to be careful that you're not giving too much of yourself to someone else's cause or someone else's purpose. This could be like willingly submitting yourself, because this is Mars and Pisces, like I said, and Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, and Venus is exalted there, and Venus likes to give, and Neptune, really dissolves boundaries and makes things a little bit confusing sometimes, and Jupiter gives with no merit. So, a situation might get bigger than you anticipated, right, with this 10 being here, because it's related to the Wheel of Fortune. So this could even be talking about a stroke of luck. This 10 reduces down 1 plus 0 to a 1, right? So it's related to this Ace of Swords. It's definitely resonating with that energy. this is talking about willingly giving parts of yourself to a purpose, right? Because the aces are talking about a purpose, and it's talking about potential. This could be potential in love, or you guys could just be feeling like you're willingly sacrificing part of yourself for peace within a relationship, right? And this may not be a romantic relationship, could just be a relationship that is of great depth, or it could have history, because the tens are talking about getting from one place to another. It's also talking about endings. Maybe you guys are closing out some cycles in some relationships, you know what I mean? The 8th house is ruled by Mars, and this is Mars in Pisces. The 1st house is also ruled by Mars. That's Aries. The 10s are also talking about the 10th house, and that's Capricorn, and that's talking about governing, your love life, or governing yourself in love. It's talking about the foibles and fables of love, all of that. This talks about, emergency, coming to the rescue, when you try to come to someone's rescue, you can't save people, and you can't get people to realize what it is that they're meant to realize, on their journey, because this is Mercury in Sagittarius. It talks about the knowledge that you acquire on the journey, right? On your spiritual journey. Your philosophies change through life as well as you phase through life, right? Because the aces are talking about beginnings of phases, and the 10s are talking about endings of phases, right? Or completions. It's something that's fully manifested. So for some of you, this could be a relationship fully manifested into what it was going to manifest in, or maybe a job, because the 10th house is Capricorn, and it's talking about, your career and your professionalism. So maybe some of you are thinking about retiring, maybe some of you are also even thinking that you want to switch careers, and that's why this Ace of Swords is here, talking about a change of focus, and you've got Mercury in Sagittarius, or you just want to do something differently, or you want to add something to enhance, the history of your career, or maybe you want to add something that's going to contribute to the longevity of your career, because right now you're feeling like you want to retire because you feel like you've gotten everything out of what you've already been doing for a living, but you can always transform, and that's why this 8 is here, right? It's talking about Scorpio energy of transformation, and also shared resources, right? And shared resources, that's the opposite of earned income, right? Because you have to earn something to be able to share it, or you have to gain something or have something, right? Like Taurus, in order to share it, right? And if you're a Libra rising, then the 8th house is Taurus for you and not Scorpio. So there might be an opportunity for some of you guys to gain more income, or something with a job. There might be an offer. You might be feeling like something that's offered to you might be rescuing you out of a situation where you felt, victimized by, or maybe you were sacrificing some part of yourself just because you needed to. You know what I mean? Willingly had to give up something. Okay, wow. So here we go. This is Saturn in Libra. Saturn is talking about time, and it's talking about effort as well. And Saturn rules Capricorn, like I said. And Capricorn is the 10th house. But Saturn is exalted in Libra. So this is talking about, in a very high vibrational energy of Saturn being in Libra. Even though there's a completion to something, and there's a situation or an environment that cannot be changed due to this truth, right? This Ace of Swords is definitely highly related to this 3 of Swords here. The 3 of Swords is talking about, a situation that you have information on that isn't going to change for you, and it doesn't feel good. This is a card of heartbreak. It's a card of grief, but it's also a card of understanding that you've put the time in on a relationship, and it's done. You know what I mean? It is what it is going to be, and it is what it was. You know what I mean? You have to appreciate things for what they were and not for what you want them to be. And that's what Saturn teaches us. You know what I mean? That's the karma. Your karma is not what you want it to be. It's what you deserve to get. So some of you deserve to get some karma. Some of you know that you deserve to get it. You might be completing these karmic cycles. You know what I mean? Right now, Saturn is in Capricorn, in the place that it lives, and Pluto is also there, which Pluto rules the 8th house, and you have the 8th house card here in the 8 of Wands, if you look at it that way. So we're transforming, we're rebuilding, we're changing focus, we're ending relationships, or they're just changing for the time being, like they've transitioned into a different phase. It's talking about giving birth to a new understanding and a new perception of things, and being able to allow yourself to accept this new reality that you are faced with now, and you're on a journey to become the newest part of yourself. Thanks, everybody. Follow me on Instagram, Providence Tarot.